Good evening. Tonight, the fashion world is draped in mourning. A legend is gone. Giorgio Armani, the man who redefined elegance and gave the world a new language of style, has passed away at the age of 91. This is more than a headline. It is a moment in history. Armani wasn't just a designer, he was an architect of confidence, a craftsman of identity. For decades, his designs shaped how men and women dressed for success, for love, and for life. From the silver screen to corporate boardrooms, from royal palaces to Hollywood red carpets, Armani's vision became part of our collective imagination. Tonight, we remember not just a brand, but a man who started from humble beginnings in Italy and built a global empire worth billions without ever compromising his independence. His passing has left an unfillable void, and tributes are pouring in from every corner of the world. So stay with us as we take you through his life, his legacy, the emotional tributes, and what this means for the future of fashion. Giorgio Armani has left us, but his influence will never fade. It was on September 4th, 2025, that the Armani Group released the announcement no one wanted to hear. The statement read, "With infinite sorrow, the Armani Group announces the passing of its creator, founder, and tireless driving force, Giorgio Armani. The designer died in Milan, the city where he built his empire, and where his name became synonymous with timeless elegance." The news stunned the fashion industry. Just months earlier, Armani's absence from Milan Fashion Week raised eyebrows. For decades, he had rarely missed a show. His quiet withdrawal from the spotlight had signaled something was wrong, but his health struggles were kept private. Armani passed away surrounded by family and close collaborators. He was 91 years old. His death triggered an immediate wave of shock and sadness, not just among celebrities and fashion insiders, but also among everyday people who had worn his designs, sprayed his fragrances, or simply admired his philosophy. That elegance should be simple, not loud. As tributes continue to pour in, one thing is certain. Armani's passing marks the end of an era, one where Italian style stood at the very peak of global influence. From Piacenza to Milan, the rise of a legend. To understand Armani's greatness, we must go back to where it all began. Born on July 11, 1934, in Piacenza, a small Italian town, Giorgio Armani grew up during World War II. His childhood was marked by discipline and simplicity, values that would later seep into his designs. Originally, Armani dreamed of becoming a doctor. He enrolled at the University of Milan to study medicine, but fate had other plans. After 2 years, he left without graduating. His keen eye for aesthetics drew him to fashion retail. He started as a window dresser at La Rinascente, a Milan department store. Later, he worked at Nino Cerruti's menswear label, honing his skills. It was here he mastered tailoring, fabric choices, and the delicate art of balancing form with function. In 1975, alongside his partner, Sergio Gagliotti, Armani launched his own label. The timing couldn't have been better. The 1970s were craving something fresh. Armani introduced the unstructured suit, jackets with softer shoulders, looser fits, and effortless drape. It was revolutionary. For men, it stripped away stiffness. For women, it symbolized empowerment. Power suits that said, "I can own the boardroom too." By the 1980s, Armani was a household name. His designs in American Gigolo, worn by Richard Gere, made his style iconic across the world. Suddenly, Armani wasn't just fashion. He was cinema, aspiration, and pop culture. This was Armani's genius. He understood people didn't just want to wear clothes. They wanted to wear identity. Building the Armani empire. From that single label, Armani built an empire. His company expanded into Emporio Armani, chic and youthful ready-to-wear. Armani Exchange, more affordable, street-influenced fashion. Armani Casa, Armani hotels and restaurants in Milan, Dubai, and beyond. Fragrances and accessories. Armani Code, Acqua di Gio, global bestsellers. What set him apart was independence. Unlike many designers who sold stakes to conglomerates like LVMH or Kering, Armani kept his company private. He was one of the very few designers who retained full creative and financial control. His estimated net worth crossed $10 billion, making him one of the wealthiest fashion icons alive. But Armani was never showy. He drove the same car for years, dressed in simple navy t-shirts, and lived a disciplined, almost monastic lifestyle. This restraint was his signature. both in fashion and life. Armani believed elegance is not about being noticed. It's about being remembered. Red carpets and Hollywood glamour. Armani didn't just conquer Milan, he conquered Hollywood. In 1980, American Gigolo turned his suits into global icons. Richard Gere's wardrobe became a fashion revolution. Soon after, Armani became the undisputed king of red carpet dressing. Stars like Julia Roberts, Cate Blanchett, Michelle Pfeiffer, Leonardo DiCaprio, and countless others wore his designs to premieres and award shows. His looks weren't flashy. They were clean, tailored, unforgettable. Armani turned the Oscars into his runway. Celebrities didn't just wear him, they trusted him. Armani's reputation for respect, dignity, and discretion made him the designer of choice for the world's elite. Hollywood, politics, royalty, everyone from Princess Diana to Beyoncé had an Armani moment. Armani once said he designed to make people feel comfortable in their own skin. On the red carpet, that meant confidence, and confidence never goes out of style. Tributes flood. In 6. Tonight, the world remembers Giorgio Armani not just as a designer, but as a mentor, a visionary, and a friend. Cate Blanchett called him a titan and a tender soul. Richard Gere said Armani was a visionary with the soul of a painter. Julia Roberts wrote, "The world lost a giant, but I lost a friend." Donatella Versace. "We lost a master who made history." Leonardo DiCaprio. "His clothes gave me confidence on and off screen." Giorgia Meloni, Italy's prime minister, praised Armani for bringing luster to Italian fashion and inspiring the world. From designers in Paris to workers in his Milan ateliers, the tributes share one theme. Armani was more than fashion. He was family. Former employees described him as a father figure. Many worked with him for decades, saying he guided with discipline but also compassion. One said, "He taught us not only how to work, but how to live." Social media exploded with memories. People sharing their first Armani suit, their Armani wedding dress, or simply their admiration for a man who embodied quiet power. This outpouring shows something rare. Giorgio Armani's reach went far beyond runways. He touched lives in deeply personal ways. Farewell in Milan. In Milan, thousands came to say goodbye. The Armani/Teatro, his iconic fashion theater, was transformed into a public funeral chamber. For 2 days, September 6th and 7th, the public could enter, lay flowers, and reflect. Longtime employees wept as they described him as like a father. The atmosphere was solemn but dignified, exactly as Armani himself lived. The private funeral, attended by family and close friends, was deliberately understated. No extravagance, no spectacle, just silence, prayer, and gratitude. The city of Milan also lowered flags and paid tribute to its most famous designer. For Milan, Armani wasn't just fashion. He was identity. He was the man who put the city at the center of global style. The legacy and the future. So what happens now? What is the future of Armani's empire? Armani prepared carefully. His niece, Silvana Armani, and a trusted circle of collaborators will carry the creative torch. The Armani Foundation will oversee the company, ensuring his independence continues. But beyond business, Armani's legacy is cultural. He revolutionized how we dress for work, how we present ourselves, and how fashion balances comfort with confidence. His designs made power subtle. His philosophy made luxury wearable. In an era where fast fashion dominates, Armani's slow, thoughtful approach feels even more valuable today. He proved that true elegance is timeless, not trend-driven. The Armani name will live on through collections, fragrances, hotels, and memories. But the man, the disciplined, humble, relentless Giorgio Armani, cannot be replaced. He leaves behind not just clothes, but a philosophy. Style is the only real luxury that is always within reach of every human being. Giorgio Armani leaves us at 91. From a small-town boy in Piacenza to the emperor of Milanese fashion, his journey was a masterclass in vision, discipline, and humility. He softened suits, empowered women, dressed Hollywood, and never lost control of his empire. He built an empire worth billions, yet lived simply, always wearing his navy t-shirt uniform. Because for Armani, clothes were never about showing off. They were about feeling right. Tonight, Milan is grieving. The fashion world is grieving. But as we look around, Armani is everywhere. on the red carpets, in our wardrobes, in our definition of elegance itself. Giorgio Armani is gone, but his style, his philosophy of grace, confidence, and dignity will live forever. Rest in elegance, Maestro.